Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing the Katana story from Suicide Squad's Most Wanted, Deadshot and Katana. Now, as you know, each member of the Suicide Squad had two stories in a set of 5 or 6 issues, from Diablo, Mandalore, also Deadshot and Katana. So I'm going to be covering the Katana story. It starts off with Cobra soldiers being told by their leader saying, "Hear my words, you troops, and heed them," and gives them a big motivational speech. And saying, "Go Usher, in the age of Cobra!" And we see how Lady Naja compliments on him, on his speech, and we see how they make out. We also see how Katana's using a Justice League jet to head to Sokovia. Now, for those who don't know, Sokovia was used in Young Justice for the 3rd season and halfway for the 4th season. We see how she ends up getting fired down by a missile and crash lands down. And we see how Cobra soldiers go in saying, "Come out! You are ordered to come out in the name of Lord Cobra!" And so we see how Katana quickly kills some of them off, and we see how they go in saying, "This craft, it's empty, but where? Here!" And we see how Katana makes quick work of them, and of course uses the Soul Taker blade to deflect bullets and cut them down. And we see how one of the female soldiers quickly leaves. We see how Katana quickly heads into Helga Jace's mansion, and keep in mind was in the 3rd and 4th season, voiced by Grey DeLisle. And we see how Sokovian children say, "Did you see her? She was wonderful! She fought the invaders all by herself! She'd be killed!" And they are off to tell the other people. And we see how Katana manages to talk with Helga Jace, knowing about her research, and needs her help. But of course, can't call the Justice League because of the communicator, and knows about her history on other things, and shows Dr. Jace the Soul Taker blade, and saying, "You can see the souls of its victims imprisoned within it. Very few can." And we see how Helga Jace says, "Those are mere accomplishments of my achievements. They are of themselves unimportant." And we see how Katana sees that everyone wants to be saved by Katana, and we see how she decides to give in and helps them out. And we see how later on, Lady Naja kills one of the soldiers for fleeing her post, and we see how Katana gets everyone to sort of use explosives and that. And we see how Katana ends up meeting a stray cat, who quickly leaves. And we see how one of them say, "Katana! Katana! More soldiers approaching! Assemble your forces. Keep cover until I attack." And we see how they get ready. But of course, we see how Katana activates the kind of jet by Dr. Jace's orders. And we see how it flies off. One of them saying, "Why didn't we use the plane to escape? Child, it will be a miracle if that craft stays at foot for half a kilometer." And we see how they try to fire on it, and we see how Lady Naja realizes what's going on. The gas blows up. Everyone tries to flee despite Lady Naja's protests, and we see how the Sokovian residents end up killing off the soldiers. And we see Katana going head on with Lady Naja saying, "I command you all surrender. We never have met, but you should know me better than that." And we see how they both duke it out differently, and we kind of see how Lady Naja gets a winning edge, but Katana using the Soul Taker blade to deflect her nunchucks. And just as one of the kids say to get help, but we see how Lady Naja gets a winning advantage, knocks her out, and quickly leaves, and takes Dr. Jace with her, and quickly flees. And we see how Katana sees that Lord Cobra now has Dr. Jace and is planning to send a full-scale assault onto Markovia, ending the story. So I think the story is not too bad. Again, it's taking a break from using Suicide Squad members and focusing more of a story to how Katana is going to end up joining the Suicide Squad. Keep in mind, since the film Suicide Squad used Katana, and I think this is more like trying to point out how the comic book version of her from the sort of rebooted continuity is going to join. So I think it deserves a thumbs up. Still good and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.